How's it feel now that you're getting closer to the big day, the opener?
It's pretty crazy. It's kind of surreal, but at the same time, we put in so much hard work that, it's only 13 days away, and it feels like it's 13 days away. Coach Jones told us that we had 8 practices left starting today, and now it's down to 7. So we're just taking it one practice at a time and focusing on one day.
How much is the game slowing down for you? Coach Jones says he feels like it is, and can you remember a moment where you kind of started to see it slow down?
I think just taking it day by day and learning the defense, the more you learn the defense, the more plays you're able to make. So, as a young freshman, when you first get in here, you're not really sure what to do or where to be. But the game of football, and when you know the schemes and the techniques that you're supposed to execute, you're there to make plays. So I think that's why it's mainly slowed down for me, because I'm starting to understand it more and more each day.
How helpful has Brian Randolph been to your development?
He's awesome. He was actually my roommate in my hotel for this whole week. So any questions I had, any concerns, he answered them for me. So, he's our main safety, and he's our captain in the defensive back room. So any questions I had, he made sure to support me. And when I mess up, he makes sure to call me out on it. So, I'm getting things corrected every day.
Coach Jones talked about you being really physical in practice. Was that something you felt like you had to come in and prove that as a freshman that you could be physical enough to play in this league?
Yes, sir. Well, the SEC is the most physical conference in the country, so you have to bring it every day. And practice is like a game. These practices are more intense than my high school games were. So just bringing it every day, having a mindset to be physical, play fast, and make plays. And that's everyone's priority when we go out there. So we're very physical. We're a physical team, and that's what we're trying to impose as the Orange Swarm defense.
How much was it kind of an eye-opening experience when you got out here compared, being to some of your web practices? Coach Mesky goes through it strictly, but at the same time, it's not the same as this, obviously.
Well, I had the opportunity to come to practices beforehand and just check them out before I was here. I came as a recruit and got to see the tempo, so I knew what to expect, but it's a lot different being out there and experiencing it for yourself. So once I got out there, I had to get a feel for it. We started out in shells, not full pads, so he kind of grazed us into it. So that was kind of good on his part. So he's taking it day by day, like I said, and it gets better and better. Having so many of these young guys come in the secondary specifically, Cortez and the Berries and different guys, how much does that push you individually, knowing that, you have to be ready to play each and every practice? Right, it pushes all of us, and we're really close to each other. We go over the defenses together, hang out in each other's rooms, and just try to stay as connected as we can, because we all know that we're young and we're going to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes in college football, but at the end of the day, you're responsible for the mistakes you make. So we look out for each other and hold each other accountable.
Tiki, have you gotten any reps with the ones at different times in team settings?
Well, he rotates all of us, so I'm not really sure what the depth chart's looking like right now. But I'm rotating in with all the safeties. He has everybody playing and getting reps against 1, 2s, and 3s. So I'm not really sure about that.
How would you define those safety roles? Left, right safety, free, strong. How does it look like to you?
Well, basically our concept is just left, right. So the safety has to know everything. So we're ready for anything. You have to know how to play each side, so that way in the game, you're not confused. You know each side to play. Any moment in fall camp, whether we're in there or not, that kind of sticks out to you where you made a play that kind of really boosted your confidence? I'd probably say the first day I got a pass breakup in the first skelly of my practice, and that kind of got my confidence up. Just knowing that, I'm able to make plays. A lot of freshmen are out here making plays, and that's what you come out here to do, because if you don't make plays, you don't get on the field. So, my main concern is to just get out here and try to make the team better by doing my part and trying to make plays at my position.
Coach Jones praised you for being a sure tackler and kind of having good form on thud and things like that. Have you always been, I guess, kind of natural at that, or is that something you picked up on quickly here, just being able to practice that way with thud and everything?
It's something I've always focused on. To be a good defensive back, Eric Berry, Cam Chancellor, guys like that, they know how to tackle in the open field. So you just have to focus on your keys, have the right technique to bring those guys down. And now that I'm up to the college level, it's a lot harder to tackle these big and fast backs. So, but as long as you focus on your technique and go full speed, you're probably going to bring them down.
What's been the toughest adjustment for you so far? Is the physicality, speed, any certain thing that's kind of made your head spin a little bit at times? The playbook?
Probably the playbook, but I wouldn't say I'd had any disadvantages, because every freshman, struggles just because there's so much to learn. We have seniors and juniors that don't know everything. That's the good thing about football. You're able to learn something every day, and take it and go out and use it to your tool skills. So that's what I'm doing every day, just trying to learn the playbook. And the more I learn, the more comfortable I feel out there. And when you're comfortable out there, you're able to start making plays.
Coach Jones talks about hitting the freshman wall. Do you feel like, everybody talks about your dad, but your mom too, being a principal in the school system in Knox County? You think having two parents like that, your maturity level has prepared you to maybe handle hitting that freshman wall a little bit better and be able to push through it?
Yes, sir, definitely. I take pride in thanking both of my parents for just raising me to become the man that I am today. And just to, stay encouraged and stay focused on taking one day at a time and not to get so down on myself because, I've seen them struggle and they've gone through it and they've both had successful careers and, I want to do the same. My sister has been through college and had the same experience. She was an athlete as well, so she talked to me as well. And you just have to take it day by day, and when you make a mistake, you have to bounce back and have short-term memory.
Do you like that Coach Martinez is kind of one of those coaches that he'll love on you, but he's all over you when you're out there on the practice field?
Right, he's all about business and he loves winning, and you have to have a coach that loves winning because without that, you're not going to get the W's on the board. And so he enforces winning, and that's what he wants out of us. So we have to have a winning mentality in anything we do when it comes to drills, teams, skelly, or anything of that nature. So we have to bring it every day.
When you got back out there last Monday, you've been coming off that little bit of a leg injury there and had to sit out the scrimmage. I know that was kind of maybe a little bit, I don't want to say frightening, but at the same time concerning to you. How important was that last week to get bounced back out there and make plays?
It was very important. And, during that scrimmage, I got to sit back and, just take it all in. I got to watch the film, see, the defensive backs, the defensive line, and linebackers make plays. And we have some good receivers on the team as well. So to just see how hard they run routes and the concepts that they run and things of that nature. So just to sit back and watch the first scrimmage and not be able to take part was, also a success.
One more.
Were you a bit worried when that happened, when you slipped, and was that a concern? I guess at the time, did you think it might be worse than it was?
No, it wasn't anything bad. So, I wasn't worried at all, and I bounced back in one day, so it's of no concern.
Thank you.
Yeah.